What's up, everybody? Early Stoppage MMA here, and today I am on the warpath. The announcements for the first fights of the UFC Paramount deal have been coming out, and most of the cards themselves are pretty great. I'm not going to lie, I think they're awesome, but I really have a bone to pick with Baldy about the sort of title picture matchmaking that it looks like we're getting. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to go through and fix the title picture for each division, talk a little bit about who I think should be up or who I think should be up next, maybe what it should be versus what it is, and what the future looks like. And we're just going to go through each division. I'm going to give my thoughts, and we're going to hang out. So let's jump right into it. So starting off with flyweight, I think this is the fight to do. There's going to be some talk of why Tyra is not the guy in the position to do this. And to be honest with you, I just think that Cop knocking out Royval was way more meaningful and impressive with how fast he did it, as opposed to Tyra's performance, getting a TKO against Brandon Moreno. They're both impressive and everything, but Royval is coming off of he's beaten Moreno already. Like, it just linear or following each fight, Cop has the better resume kind of on the way up. He's on more of a tear. He's been explosive. He's been violent. I just think this is the fight to make. Also, who doesn't want to see this? However, that being said, Cop is notorious for pulling out, and he's also notorious for sitting out forever. So I say make this fight. Have Tyra be the backup for this fight and get it done, because let's be honest, if Cop can make weight and make this fight happen, if Van wins, he's a super active guy. He can turn around and fight Tyra pretty quick, so Tyra wouldn't have to sit out for all that long, as opposed to Manel Cap. If he wins the belt, the division might be dead. It'll be exciting, but oh my god, I don't know if we'll ever see this guy fight, or we'll be watching nothing but like the interim belt be defended while Cop is out injured. Yeah, I just make this fight because it's a good fight, but also because it makes sense. Moving on from there, we've got the obvious choice in the bantamweight division. Fortunately, the bantamweight division is pretty slick. It makes a lot of sense. It should be Jan versus Merab 3. Merab has done more than enough to deserve a rematch at this point, and I think everybody wants to see this trilogy. It's got to be one of the best trilogies in the UFC at this point. If we see a war, if we see a close competition, like, what does it look like? Because recency bias says that that Jan makes it happen again, just like he did in his last performance. But Merab did annihilate him in the first fight and got it, 50-45. So they're kind of 50-45 versus 50-45. And I want to put this to bed. I want to see what this looks like. It'll also clear up the picture. It'll give Dvalishvili the closure, or he gets the belt back. One of the two. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. As for, what follows this, or maybe what precedes this, we've got Umar and Sean O'Malley both kind of in line to, if they win their next fights, get a shot at the belt, which I think both of them are likely to win their fights personally. Of those two, which one do you think is going to get the title shot? I have a feeling it's going to be Mr. O'Malley, but you never know. You never know. I'd love to see Umar and O'Malley just kind of duke it out to figure out which one of those two winds up fighting, which, maybe happens if this fight gets booked, because Jan isn't exactly super active. He's not a super active guy. I imagine he's going to be like 2 fights a year kind of a guy. That would be interesting in my opinion. I would like to see that, but this fight needs to happen first. I mean, this is the next point of order. The rest of the bantamweight division really can wait. Plus, things are in flux with like Corey Sandhagen falling and the rise of Peyton Talbot. You just never know. Moving on from there to the featherweight division. This is fucking obvious. I mean, Volk is booked against Diego Lopez, and I understand that is the most exciting fight that you can probably make against Volk again. But both of these guys deserve a title shot almost equally at this point? And I just cannot help but feel like we're about to see Ivoyev get rematched with Pico, and we're going to see Murphy fighting Yair Rodriguez or some bullshit like that. I can picture it. But man, these two should be fighting each other. If they're not going to fight for the belt, we need to figure out which one of them is. And this will figure that out. This will eliminate the other choices. This will establish who is the obvious number one contender in the division. But do I think it's going to play out this way? Honestly, not really. I fully expect us to see Murphy versus Yair Rodriguez matchup at some point. Some fucking nonsense like that. Yeah, God, Jesus. It's grim. It's grim, folks. But as soon as we get this turned over, maybe then we can move on with the featherweight division. That would be awesome, in my opinion. Moving on from there to lightweight. With Ilya out for an indiscernible amount of time, it sounds like he's going to be out longer than he initially thought. It seems obvious that you do the winner of Petty versus Gaethje versus Sarukian. I think that this makes all the sense in the world. There's rumors that Ilya is vacating. No idea if those are true. Have not verified that. If that is the case, Sarukian is the next guy. I understand making him fight one more time. That makes perfect sense to me. If Ilya is out for that long and they want to keep the belt on him, then have one of these guys defend their belt against Sarukian. Make that just the obvious choice, because then at least Sarukian then is fighting for his one more fight, I guess, and can prove himself in the eyes of the UFC, because the guy is incredibly good, but also you can't dick over the higher ups. You cannot just fucking sit out for like 2 years, be weird, injure your back when it's your big moment, and expect them just to give you a title shot on merit alone. It makes sense to me. I want to see him fight, but I completely understand why they're giving Patty and Gaethje the opportunity when both of them are kind of, or have been, yes men at this point in their careers. So, regardless, they're going to have to bite the bullet at some point. Sarukian is undeniable and can make himself so with a win like this. So, obvious next choice for the lightweight division. Make this shit. This next one, another bone to pick. One of the premises and things as to why I'm making this video. This shit gets me so agitated. Rumor on the street is that it's going to be fucking Kamaru Usman versus Islam Makhachev. What a horrendous fucking bit of matchmaking. I don't give a shit that Usman has the resume or the legacy. I'll fucking say it. I think Usman's resume and legacy is a bit fucking overrated, to be completely honest with you. Colby Covington, not that good. Straight up, I think we've seen that. I think historically, he was good in a weak division, and Jorge Masvidal twice is dog shit as far as a resume goes. Like, it is not that strong. And then losing to Leon is not a great look either. He has not been putting up numbers either, and he's been putting on weak performances as well. So, really, I don't think Usman has a case for it. I don't get it. It should be Michael Morales. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I can totally see a case for Ian Gary because he has also done a lot. Beating Prates has aged incredibly. Having his close fight with Shavkat has been something as well. And then, beating Bilal Muhammad. These are all good wins. These are all good performances. Bilal literally was just the champ. But he does have that loss to Shavkat. Not the end of the world. But I mean, Morales came out here and smoked Brady, who was the obvious number one contender. Like, Brady was the number one contender. That is that. Like, he should be the guy. He's an exciting matchup. He's got good wrestling. He's big. He's really the only one I think that's giving Makhachev a challenge like this. I don't think Kamaru Usman is going to do better than Michael Morales. I just don't. I don't see it. I think Usman, not to say he can't get a title fight, matchmake him with somebody like easier to beat to get him to the title. That's what I think. Like, Usman should have to earn it back again. There's no way he should be the guy fighting. But I'm getting this feeling that the White House card is going to be Makhachev versus Usman. That'll be Makhachev's like one of two title fights for the year. I don't know. Please make this fight. This fight makes so much more sense. There's way more talent here. It moves the division on. Morales has earned it. This is it for me. So give me your thoughts on this one down below, because I am curious what other people are thinking for the welterweight division. Moving on from there, this next one, fortunately, is pretty easy. Chimaev versus Imavov. Imavov has done more than enough to establish himself as the guy. Do I think that he beats Chimaev? No chance in hell. I think he gets smoked. I think he gets flattened pretty bad. Maybe he does a little bit better than Dricus, honestly. But, you know, I don't think he beats him. However, his resume is incredible. His run is incredible. He has looked great. And I think it's undeniable. Imavov should not have to fight anyone else. He has more than earned his shot. Give it to the guy. It just sucks because we're going to do this, and then Chimaev's going to sit out for another year and a half. Maybe he moves up. I don't give a shit. I'm kind of over Chimaev at this point. Yeah, just make this fucking fight, and then the rest of the middleweight division with some of the matchups coming up will sort itself out. Moving on from there to light heavyweight. This might come as a surprise, might not. I'm going Prohaska versus Olberg for the vacant belt. This is pretty self-explanatory. I think Prohaska is the man. Everyone loves him. He's had great wins. His last 2 wins have been against the 2 better contenders. I'm not going to give Hill too much credit, but it's a decent win, and then beating Khalil the way he did is quite impressive as well. Then you've got Olberg, who is kind of the can crusher. He has beat the fuck out of Jan Blachowicz and Dominic Reyes in his last 2 fights. So I want to see this fight. I want to see Olberg kind of rise to the moment. He's done enough in a fairly weak division, I would say, to get the title shot. I would only really say if Pereira does stay in this weight class that Olberg should get the title shot over him, because Yuri Prohaska has already been beat by him fairly dominantly twice. That's really it. It's just a fresh matchup, and he's done just kind of enough to get a title shot. So I say fuck it and do this. Do this fight. I think it would be interesting. I would love to see Prohaska get another shot at the belt. He's so dangerous. He's so crazy. And he's been looking good. I mean, his defense has looked good. His striking has looked next level. He's actually moving his head now. It's awesome. And, and Olberg has looked good for a prospect. Let's see it happen. And then moving on from there, this is where I got a little wacky with it, but follow me here. I think you might agree. I think it should be Aspinall versus Pereira up next. Why would we reward Gane with another title shot, another chance at the belt? He didn't deserve this one to begin with because, let's be honest, he did not beat Alexander Volkov to get that fight. He's been out and pretty inactive, and he did cause those eye pokes. Accidental or not, he caused them, and the UFC have said that they want to be more serious about eye pokes. This is how you do that. And I'm not even saying Gane has to get 3 more wins. Make him get 1 more win. Or put him on the back burner, make his ass sit out while something more interesting happens and someone who warrants a title shot more gets a shot. Because let's be honest, right now at the heavyweight division, no one really deserves a shot at Tom Aspinall. Really. Some people might make a case that because that first round was competitive and that Cyril Gane was landing on him and got Tom's nose a little bloodied up and stuff, that was 1 round out of 5 rounds against the 2 heavyweights that presumably can go 5 rounds. I don't think that said all that much. I think that fight was probably going to pick up in the later rounds, or some big moments would happen in the later rounds. Make Cyril Gane get another title shot. Make him fight somebody else. Make him fight fucking, what's his name? The guy fighting Derek Lewis. I don't know why I can't. Waldo. Make him fight Waldo for an eliminator. That's the fucking move. And you give Pereira his shot at the heavyweight belt. Pereira is getting older. I don't know if you're going to have a better time to do this. It's a win-win because if he beats Aspinall's this boogeyman who the UFC, coming off this eye poke, don't really seem to be getting along with or enjoy because he's kind of talking shit. And then you have Pereira as this star. Or Aspinall beats him. Pereira's getting old. He's probably going to retire. And then you have Aspinall, who has this win over Pereira and draws in some eyes and might be able to bring a level of hype with this good win on his resume. This just makes all the sense in the world. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I want this fight. Everyone wants to see this fight. It makes sense. Do not reward Cyril Gane. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on sort of the divisions, where they stand right now, and what the title pictures look like. I really hope that the UFC figures out their strategy here going forward, and we get some meaningful matchups, because right now it's kind of silly. The one that has made the most sense, granted we only have 3, but out of like the rumor mills and whatnot, the one that has made the most sense is the fucking BMF belt, where it's Charles and Max fighting. That makes perfect sense. Those two, understandable. The division is right for it. It makes sense. There's the history. None of the other ones really are making that much sense. Do not do Makhachev versus Usman. Dumbass fight. Do not do that. Why isn't Arman fighting for a belt? Very stupid. Very dumb. Why is Cyril Gane fighting again? I don't get it. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts. Leave your thoughts down below. We've had a bit of a week off. We've had a bit of a slow week with the holidays coming up. So we're going to try to get more content out for you guys for sort of the break. We've got our year-end review and our little award ceremony that we'll do at the end of the year, or within the next week or two. But leave your wishes for content in the comments below. Jeepers, bear with me. We want to know what you guys want to see. Do you want to see us do like some more bedtime-esque content, for lack of a better term, with like tier lists, or do you want to see us do more like analytical shit, or just general commentary, like a Hapero kind of situation? Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us, you guys. We appreciate it. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the holidays if you celebrate, and get ready for the Paramount era. Have a good one. Peace.